Hello everyone and welcome back. As you can see, we have a couple things you can see here. Number one, we have the New Holland TN70D in plow configuration. I took the loader off of it. I don't like to do tillage work with the loader out here. It's just extra weight, beats and bangs on the front end. That's a personal preference. It takes about 10 minutes to get the loader off. It's well worth it in my opinion. So we've hooked to the Ford 101 spring trip bottom plows. They are 14 inch. And like I said, they are Ford 101s. And what we're doing, we're getting ready to put them to use. Now, a couple things we're going to talk about here. Number one is the plow condition. We're going to look at the wearable parts. Everything was changed last year, but you got to remember, if I'm plowing 30 acres with this, each one of those bottoms is going to plow 10 acres. And in sandy ground, like some of the ground we farm is, it's very abrasive on them and it wears them pretty quickly. So I'm going to get down here and look and see what they look like. And what I'm looking for, if you guys can see it, number one is the Plow Share. How much maybe you can see right here how much meat's left below the frog. I don't want to wear into this frog. They are worn significantly. They need to be changed, but I am good to plow some with them before that, which is my intention. We want to look at that. We want to look at our landslides right here. See how they're worn. They look good. They're still below. And we want to look at our shins, which are these pieces right here. And you can see we still got quite a bit of meat left here before we get back into the frog. So landslide's good. Our Plow Share or a point is good. So the wearable components of a Ford 101 plow is, you got a shin here, Plow Share or point here. This is the mow board, and this is the landslide right here. Keep them changed, you won't wear out the frog, and you don't want to wear out the frog or the plow bottom, as some people refer to it, because you can't buy the plow bottoms no more. You can still buy the wearable parts. The mow boards, you can see, are starting to get sharp right here, which is an indication that they're worn. Not worn out, but they're worn. They're getting thin back here. They're also getting thin up front here. So that's things we're going to look at. Are those wearable parts good enough to get through all 30 acres? No. Are they good enough to get through 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 10? Yes. So another thing about the Ford 101s is, on the trips, you have 2 grease fittings per plow bottom. You got one in the back here for the tripper, and you got one up front here for the tripper. Now, a lot of people will tell you don't grease them. It'll make them trip more and they'll wear out. Maybe, but if you adjust the tension on them right here with this screw, you can tighten them up to where they'll only trip when you want them to. Keep them greased. That way nothing gets broke. It's just a good idea all the way around. A couple other things about these. They like I said, they are 14 inch when you measure a set of plows, and I went over this in other videos, but I thought I'd go over it again. That is the width of cut here. So from this side of this beam to this side of this beam is 14 inches. If it's 16 inch plow, it'd be 16 inches. If it's 12 inch plow, it'd be 12 inch plow. Now, according to the Ford operating manual for the 101 plows, okay, when we're plowing with these plows, we want, if it's a 14 inch plow, we want to go half that number deep. So we want to plow at a depth of 7 inches, okay, with a 14-inch plow. If it's 12, it'd be 6. If it's 16, we want to go 8. That's according to the Ford manual. That's not something I came up with. Now, what I'm going to do now is show you what we're looking at for adjustment, because when I hit the field with these, either it won't be tonight, in the next night or two, I'm not going to take time to shoot a video on adjusting them. I'm just going to adjust them and run with it, okay? So let me let them back down, and we'll talk about that. Okay, our plows are down on the ground. They're not adjusted at all. I just hooked to them, picked them up, and got them out here. But there's a couple things to remember. And once again, this is going off of Ford's recommendations, not mine. All right. When you get this plow in the working position, you want it level from front to back and level from side to side. And the reason you want it level from side to side is so that all the bottoms are plowing at equal depth. And front to back, if you have the plows pitched up in the front, they'll have a tendency to come up out of the ground, particularly if it's hard. And if you have them pitched down in the front, they'll have a tendency to run too deep. So when they're in the working position, in other words, they're down in the fur and you're pulling them, they should be level front to back, side to side. Now, when you're setting these plows up, you got to keep in mind that this tire on this tractor after the first pass will be in the furrow, okay? So it's going to be down. Tractor ain't going to be setting level. It's going to be setting a little like this. You want this plow to be, front plow to be cutting, these are 14-inch plows, a 14-inch swath over to the last fur. So with this tire in the fur, using it as a guide, from the inside of that tire to the point of this plow here, the point of that plow should be 14 inches. And the way you do that is with your sway bars or sway chains. So you get this lateral adjustment there, okay? Now, once you get them down and you get it, your 14-inch cut or your 16 or your 12-inch cut on that front plow, of course these are going to cut 14s or 12s or 16 because they're fixed. Then you want to make sure that these beams are running straight with the tractor, okay? So if you can imagine pulling a straight line all the way back, that these beams are straight. And the way you do that is with adjusting this Z-bar up front. You can see it's offset on both sides, all right? See the offset? And you use this adjustment bolt here, which I broke last year, and this is just a homemade farm deal here. And you roll that forward or back to pitch the back of the plow, left or right, to straighten them up, okay? Now, you got them level, you got them centered, if you will, and you got them running straight. And now we want to level them left to right. And you use your lift arm adjustment right here for that. You know, crank it up or crank it down, whichever way you want it needs to go. All right. So now we've got them centered, if you will. We got them centered. We've got them leveled left to right. The only adjustment left, and of course we got them straightened up with this adjustment, is your top link. You let your top link out, it pushes the back of the plows down. You shorten your top link or bring it in, it brings the back of the plows up. So once we get in the furrow, we want to be 14 inches from the last cut to the point. We want to be level left to right. We want our beams running straight, and we'll be level front to back. If you do that, your plows will plow good. Now, once again, going by the Ford recommendation, these are a high-speed plow. 4 to 6 miles per hour is what they're recommended at. and a good bottom, that works great. In a rock pile, you better slow down. You will break something. Really, really loose sand, you might go faster. Another thing, too, and this is recommended once again by Ford, not by me, is on a moldboard plow, bottom plow, whatever you want to call it, is per each bottom 20 horsepower. Now, I went through this before, and I've had people say I can pull a 3 bottom with a 20 horsepower at 6 miles an hour. A lot of that depends on the condition of your wearable points and your soil type. Stiff, hard, heavy, compacted clay, it'll take every bit of 20 horsepower per bottom. If these plows are not adjusted right, it'll take more horsepower. Loose sand, loam, yeah, you probably get by with 10 per bottom. So it can vary a lot. Just in the soils that I plow, it can vary a lot. But that's a little bit about the moldboard plows. We're getting ready to put them to use. We would probably start tomorrow evening, but young Levi is playing middle school football. He is the starting left defensive tackle for his team. First year he's played, so yes, I'm proud of him. I was a old high school footballer myself, so he's doing a good job with that. So he's got a game tomorrow evening, so we will be there in attendance of that. Farming can wait. People say, you know, you live to farm or whatever. I farm to live. I don't work to live. I mean, I don't live to work, I work to live. And so we're gonna watch him play football tomorrow evening. But the next video that you see will probably be me at night, start getting some plowing done. A couple of other updates real quickly. The bull has acclimated himself to us. He's doing his job, if you cattle producers understand what I mean. That heifer is still not came in. The later she goes, the odds of her being bull bred by registered Black Angus are increasing. This year we pricing some fertilizer amendments today. They're up, and in our area they're a little difficult to get. So that's a concern, but we also may have some opportunities coming up this year that we didn't foresee. So stick with us if you like what we're doing and want to see what all we're up to. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll know when we put up a video. If you have a question or a comment about a video, please do so. See a video you like, give it a thumbs up. But yes, the tractor's dirty. Yes, it needs a bath. Will it get one? At some point it probably will. But right now it's coming right off of hay feeding duty, and we're going to put it to some spring plowing, spring tillage duty. It does need to be serviced. We'll try to get that done. Of course, before we go to the field, we'll check all the fluids, grease it up good, and take it to the field. But that's where we're at. We're getting close. The ground is drying. We've had several days without precipitation, some sunshine and some wind, so the ground has really dried, and it is time. We are working our way through March. It is time to start plowing. I hope to start planting sweet corn in just a little over a month. So you know, we've got to get the ball rolling. So until next time, everyone take care of yourself. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the field somewhere. Bye.